I guess I start. Hi, I'm Donna Kann. I live in McGregor. I'm originally from Winterset. We grew up there and graduated from that school, and went to college in Pella, Iowa, where I met a Vietnam vet and decided to quit college and get married. After about 6 months, he decided to go back into the Army, and we lived in Korea in 1976, where we celebrated the bicentennial. And that was my first lesson in what patriotism is. It was supposedly a democracy under a dictatorship. Anyway, after a few years, I decided to join the Army myself, call it a call of duty. I worked in protocol for 2 years, and then I worked for the Chief of Staff for 2 years at Headquarters Yukon. In 1987, I moved to Clayton County. I eventually ran for City Council in Marquette, but only served for 2 years, raising kids. And I worked at Agri-Grain for 12 years, checking in trucks. I also did a lot of accounting in the office. My military background is an admin assistant, and I think that might help in this position. And here we are.
I'm Sue Meyer. I was born and raised in Clayton County. My husband and I have 2 grown children. One lives right here in Monona, and the other one lives west of Des Moines, over by Cumming, Iowa. We have 4 grandchildren. I came to start working in their county recorder's office quite a while ago, so my tenure has been quite long. I served as deputy for 17 years under the tenure of Jean Welsh. God bless her, she was a wonderful boss and taught me a lot of things. She decided to retire at the end of 2002, so she handed me the nomination papers, and so I ran for election that year. I have been in office since then, and I have always appreciated your support and the privilege to serve the residents, all the residents of Clayton County, and would like to continue to do so. So, I am running for re-election.
Okay, thank you, ladies. So one of my first questions was going to be, what about your background makes you well prepared for this position? You kind of addressed it, but is there anything else you would like to add about what prepares you for being county recorder?
Well, since she's already county recorder, she already knows the ins and outs. I have to claim that I was a little ignorant about all the duties of the county recorder, but I have since been educated. I do think my admin background, and that's basically that would prepare me for this. I have been retired for the last 6 years. About 6 years ago, I had cancer and went through all of that. Anyway, I think basically the service to country, city, county is very important to me.
Do you want to add anything else?
Sure. So I don't know if there's really any place you get prepared to be a county recorder per se. I mean, when I got hired to the job, I had been a legal secretary prior to that, and then stayed home for a little while with my boys. Anyway, like, there's really no place to go to school for that, but I did have a general office education, and that's a good place to start. And just, you have to learn it on the fly, and there's a lot to learn. You have to be very, very detail oriented. Yes, you have to know accounting, just very basic, and you have to be a very good customer service person. It's very important to present good customer service to everyone that walks in our door as best we can do.
Sue, we'll have you answer this question first. The recorder's office is a key but perhaps sometimes overlooked part of Clayton County government. Talk about the important role the office plays.
So I feel that we are the source. Our biggest duty in the office is to record all documents affected by real estate. So when you buy a piece of property, you either buy it by deed or by contract, and it's very important to get your documents recorded. The Recorder's Office is the oldest county office in the state of Iowa. It started in 1839. And we archive everything every day. Whatever happens in our office today, what's being recorded today, is archived for tomorrow and for the future. It also is the financial stability of our county, because when you record a deed, you more than likely have also borrowed money to buy that property. So your bank has loaned you, or whatever lender it is, doesn't necessarily have to be a bank, but that mortgage needs to be recorded as well. And that establishes that the lender's place in position of the lien holder on your property.
Okay, wanna add anything?
Well, it also is the registration for vehicles, ATVs, snowmobiles, hunting, fishing, for harvesting licenses.
All of that.
Accepting applications for passports and, nope, don't do that,
No.
okay. And reports, the monthly reports to the boards and to the Department of Revenue.
So, Sue, I'll give you this one first. In your time in the office, what services, or what ways have you made the office and its services more efficient and easily accessible to people? And do you have goals moving ahead of what you would do in those areas?
Yes. So, back in 2005, the state of Iowa finally recorded our first electronic document. We formed a website called iowalandrecords.org. We have a project manager, we have 3 developers, a support person, and some other office personnel that handle things. And this is all run by the Iowa County Recorders Association. And I'm proud to say that last year we recorded 42% of our documents electronically. And in the entire state of Iowa, we have reached over a 50% threshold. At just about 55% now, we are recording electronically. And as we all know, during the pandemic, that was key, that we could offer these services to have that electronic capability. So you didn't have to come to the office. Obviously, you could still mail us documents, that was fine. And we continue to invite other users of recording documents to come on board with the Iowa Land Records program and to join e-submissions. One of the things that we've also done is I have backscanned deeds all the way back to the beginning of time in Clayton County, which is approximately around 1839, 1840. And we are back indexing those, and they will eventually become public as well. That takes some time because our organization, Iowa Land Records, has to run all of those documents through redaction services.
Okay, Donna, if you were elected, what ways would you make the office and its services more efficient and easily accessible for residents?
Well, first of all, there's going to be a learning curve here. I can't go in and say, I'm gonna do this and do that without some staff support teaching me along the way how to do the job, and what all is entailed. I'm gonna be following some of the office staff around trying to figure it all out. I am a team player, and I believe that a team accomplishes more than an individual. That's primarily my goal.
Donna, we'll ask you this one first. What other priorities do you have for the Recorder's Office right now?
Again, that's very difficult to say because I'm not in there. There are no priorities other than to make it run efficiently, which I believe I could do. As I say, I'm looking for a team to be accurate, to be efficient, to be friendly.
Sue?
So the next project I have in line is to backscan all of the plats and subdivisions in Clayton County back to the beginning of time. So God forbid there was ever a fire at the courthouse, we have that archived, and they will be coming next month to do the back scanning, and then eventually that will be imported into our electronic system, and then we will continue to back index those as well. So I worked hard to do this. I want to archive the history of our county. The history has always been important to me, it's always been an interest to me, and I enjoy it. And I think taking that history of our county and making it available to all of you online eventually is important.
Do either one of you have other comments that you would like to make to encourage people to vote or specifically vote for you? Donna, you can go ahead.
Well, I'm kind of new to all of this, so, you know, obviously I'm an introvert and it's very hard for me to speak in front of a group of people. And it's especially that way since COVID. Anyway, like it's all new. I do have a tendency to be blunt. I've kind of lost my filter. So what you're gonna hear from me are honest answers. If I don't know it, I'll tell you I don't know it.
I just want to continue to take the office forward into the future. I mean, we run some of the highest tech recording software in the state of Iowa. And I want to continue to be that forefront because that's what makes us efficient. Like, our goal is just to continue to record those documents on an extremely timely basis and get that information out to the public for review.
We'd like to thank the both of you for coming. I think both these candidates deserve a round of applause.